Hey, how you doing? It's your boy DecepySwag, and today we're talking about the special DLC character that's in development for King of Fighters 15 that was officially announced by SNK over on their Twitter. Now, initially I wanted to make a video about all this sooner, but decided I'd go ahead and wait, give myself time to think about it, mull over in my head of the different possibilities, as well as work on some other videos that I had at the time that I wanted to get out. But now, those videos are done, and we're in the month of July, and you know what that means. Evo season. So what better time to talk about that than right here, right now. Now, like the last video, we're going to break this up into 3 categories, but the categories for this video will be least likely, which is an option I've seen people suggest that I doubt will happen, most likely being the most popular option and the one most likely to happen, and finally the dark horse, which is the pick that I haven't seen anyone suggest for this King of Fighters 15 update. Now, to clarify, I'm tackling this discussion from the aspect of the mystery DLC being its own thing, so this update having 4 characters and the mystery being the 5th. So with that out of the way, let's tackle the first suggestion, and that suggestion is a character coming from SNK's newest title making waves in FGC, and it's not even out yet. Now, for those that may not follow SNK heavy, I'll give a quick last time on Dragon Ball Z summary. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, releasing early 2025, is a new entry in the Fatal Fury franchise that Terry Bogard is originally from. The last Fatal Fury game to come out was in 1999, got Road Mark of the Wolves, and was led by Rock Howard. Some people may hear this idea and think perhaps it would be dumb. Why put a character like Preacher or Hotaru, for example, in 15 if they're already gonna be in City of the Wolves? It's a wasted slot essentially. Which, to be fair, I can see that POV. You already have the new Fatal Fury game on the way. Why show any of those characters in this game that more than likely won't be a focus as heavy for SNK anymore when you could put another KOF character or a crossover? A fair critique, however, doing something like this isn't unheard of or even bizarre. Capcom did the same thing at the end of Street Fighter V's final season by including everyone's favorite race-face ramen noodle hair American, Luke. Luke was included as, quote, a glimpse into the future in relation to the Street Fighter franchise, meaning if SNK wants to, they could use the same logic with the City of the Wolves. And who's to say it can't be a character that has yet to be revealed in Fatal Fury? Maybe a familiar face from the previous game like Kane, Rock's uncle on his mother's side, or maybe one of Kim's sons, either Jae-hoon or Don Juan. These entries could be a good way of garnering attention for City of the Wolves, but do I see this happening? Not really, but the idea isn't too bad. However, this suggestion that's coming up next is super popular among the community, and I'm pretty sure you can guess what I'm about to say. Street Fighter 6. Alright, so this is the big boy. The theory that I'd say that everyone and their mother is pretty much agreed upon that's gonna happen for KOF 15 of it being a Street Fighter representative. And why wouldn't it be? The relationship between SNK and Capcom is probably the best it's ever been. We have Mai and Terry coming to Street Fighter 6 in Season 2 as playable DLC, the first time any crossover character outside of Street Fighter is playable in a Street Fighter game. SNK vs Capcom Match of the Millennium being re-released on modern platforms, which both companies have to sign off on and agree. And also older and recent interviews mentioning how not only have they been in long discussions over dinner with Capcom, which led to the Street Fighter Season 2 bombshell, but also said they'd like to do more collaborations in the future if things go well. Not only that, It plays into the dream many have of there being another CVS game in the future, and what pushes those ideas more is putting a Street Fighter character in a KOF title. Now, more likely if there were to be a Street Fighter rep added, it'd probably be Luke, the face of the Street Fighter era, or his rival Jamie, or maybe even Kimberly, and truth be told, I'd really enjoy seeing Kimberly in KOF 15. It'd be nice to have a ninja character running around seeing as how Vendettas isn't in this installment, but I have my doubts about a Street Fighter rep because I can see them saving that for City of the Wolves and having a crossover there instead. Something like that would be extremely beneficial for SNK bringing eyes to their brand new title, and especially if they add Luke, it'd be too perfect. The face of the new era of Street Fighter going against the face of the new era of Fatal Fury. It just writes itself. Perfect booking match right there. Now, those are the only two options I'm sure you've heard of in the community going back and forth. Maybe it's a Garo character, maybe it's a Street Fighter character. But I'm here to present a third option, the dark horse that I mentioned earlier. And I got a feeling that none of you are going to see this coming. But when I'm done, you'll understand my logic. Fighting EX Layer. Okay, so this is definitely my tinfoil hat crackpot theory of an idea. I have this one, but hear me out, alright? This is an idea that I haven't heard anyone say or suggest or even hint at, and I'm going full Charlie from Always Sunny with this one, okay? I am going insane, pointing out timelines, stringing together connections and everything else in the world, but when I'm done, I promise it will all make sense. But let me give a quick TLDR to who Arika are. Founded in 1995 by former Capcom employees in Tokyo, Japan, they created the Fighting Layer series and have collaborated with Capcom themselves to make the Street Fighter EX series back in 1996. Arika's most recent game, Fighting EX Layer, released in 2021. Keep that tidbit about Fighting EX Layer in the back of your mind because that's going to be important later on. But TLDR over. Let's establish a timeline. In September 7th of 2018, SNK releases their females-only tag fighting game, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, consisting of a bunch of SNK female characters across their different IPs, including gender-bent characters of Iori Yagami, Terry Bogard, as well as a gender-bent version of none other than Skullomania. An Arika character from the Fighting Layer series crossed over into an SNK title. Now, of course, it may not have been the most conventional way, but a win is a win.
It's kind of win-win.
Fast forward some years and the paths of these two companies will cross again. However, this time it would be SNK paying back the favor with a character of their own in a Arika title. Now, remember that Fighting EX Layer title I mentioned? March 2019, Terry Bogard was a special DLC crossover character in their game in another collaborative effort between the two, and he is amazing. For many, this was a huge surprise, and speaking of huge, just look at this man Terry. Bro is built like Saiyan Saga Goku using Kaioken against Vegeta. Absolutely jacked. Been getting all kinds of gains.
All kinds of games. All kinds.
And now the final piece of this millennial puzzle crossover, okay? March 11th, 2024 of this year, both SNK and Arika tweet out their announcement of collaborating together to quote, revamp SNK IP. And this just isn't like any single IP, no, but multiple non-fighting game IPs. Total revamp. When I covered the news at the time, I discussed what this could mean for an SNK as a whole, as the whole company-wise with their non-fighting game titles. But I did hint at the idea something fighting game related could happen. SNK's joint collab with Arika raised a bunch of eyebrows, of course, and so for months I thought about what could happen in the landscape of fighting games. Now, they explicitly said they were helping in the revamping of SNK's non-fighting game titles. However, that's not to say they won't help with City of the Wolves' internal development. If you don't know, Arika was brought on by Bandai to help with Tekken 7's internal development as far as the logistics and I guess stuff with helping with the online, as well as T8 as well. So, them being brought on by SNK and announcing collaborative effort definitely leads credence to my idea. Only caveat is whether or not it'd be as big a splash as a Street Fighter character would be, and suffice to say, I don't think it would be.